Factories are shutting down across the United States, from Tennessee to California to South Carolina. This wave of mass layoffs is affecting towns and cities, impacting industries that were once the backbone of American manufacturing. Why are these long-standing factories suddenly closing their doors? What's driving this wave of closures, and is your job at risk? Let's delve into the details. A mass layoff typically refers to one of two scenarios. Either 500 or more full-time workers are laid off at the same location within a 30-day period, or at least 50 workers are let go, which constitutes more than one-third of the company's staff at that site. In both situations, companies are generally required to provide workers with 60 days' notice. However, this doesn't always occur, and the effects on local communities can be significant. Pepsi is shutting down its manufacturing plant in Detroit, a facility with a long-standing history. This closure will see the end of production, transportation, and maintenance operations at the site. Although the company hasn't specified the exact number of employees affected, the shutdown is anticipated to have a significant impact on the workforce. Additionally, this plant is not the only one facing closure. Poultry giant Perdue Farms recently laid off 433 workers at its plant in Monterey, Tennessee. These cuts were both sudden and extensive, delivering a significant impact to one of the area's largest employers. This development is a harsh setback for hundreds of families in a state where food processing plays a crucial role in employment. Del Monte Foods has filed for bankruptcy, leading to the permanent closure of its Hanford, California plant, resulting in the loss of 378 jobs. This facility once handled large quantities of produce. However, changes in demand have left the plant as an empty shell of its former self. Cargill, one of the largest privately held food companies globally, is laying off 5% of its workforce worldwide. This decision impacts thousands of jobs. The reasons behind this move include a downturn in returns from beef, grains, and oilseeds. Contributing factors are rising cattle costs, falling commodity prices, and weaker demand for biofuel. As a result, more than 1,000 employees at a plant in Arkansas have lost their jobs. Cargill is set to close its turkey processing plant in Springdale this August, resulting in the loss of 1,100 jobs. This marks one of the largest job reductions at a single site in the food industry this year. The company attributed the closure to rising costs and strategic changes, yet this offers little solace to the workers now facing an uncertain job market. In Yankton, South Dakota, the closure of Simples LLC, a long-standing meat processing facility, has led to 277 workers losing their jobs. For a small town with only a few thousand residents, this has a devastating impact. The effects will ripple through local vendors, schools, and businesses. Yet the most symbolic closure might just be the one we're about to discuss next. After nearly 80 years in operation, Tupperware is closing its sole U.S. factory located in Hemingway, South Carolina. This decision will result in 148 workers being laid off between September 28th and January 14, 2025. Production will be relocated to Lerma, Mexico, where Tupperware already manufactures the majority of its products for the U.S. and Canada. This marks the end of an era and highlights the current direction of American manufacturing. There's not just one reason behind the current situation. Instead, it's a combination of challenges occurring simultaneously. Prices are rising while demand is falling, prompting companies to work hard to safeguard their profits. Inflation has increased costs across the board, affecting wages, raw materials, and shipping. Tariffs are disrupting supply chains, further elevating expenses. Consumers are cutting back on non-essential items like packaged snacks and storage containers. Additionally, commodity prices for items such as corn, wheat, and beef are declining, impacting profit margins. Many factories are outdated and struggle to compete with newer, more automated facilities. Furthermore, when companies consolidate or automate, it often results in fewer jobs. Conditions are difficult, and the situation continues to be challenging for factory workers. When a factory shuts down, the impact extends far beyond the immediate loss of jobs for its workers. Local schools face funding cuts, while restaurants and shops see a decline in regular customers. Town budgets start to shrink, and suppliers along with truckers lose valuable contracts. These closures can devastate entire communities, particularly in small towns where a single employer often supports the entire local economy. Factory closures can have a direct impact on consumers in several ways. We might see food prices increase due to tightened supply chains. Additionally, the availability of products could become unpredictable. With fewer U.S.-made goods on store shelves, there's also less support for local farms and vendors. This situation creates a challenging scenario for many Americans, and it's currently unfolding. Several companies are moving their production to newer facilities, some of which are located overseas. At the same time, others are gradually discontinuing less profitable product lines. The underlying message is unmistakable. Efficiency is taking precedence over tradition. Although some employees might be given opportunities in different locations, the truth is that many will not. It's not entirely gone, but it's certainly not the standard practice anymore. Increasingly, companies are relocating their production to other regions in pursuit of lower costs, modern facilities, and reduced regulations. As a result, factories are shutting down, shifts are being reduced, and workers are being left behind. This trend is evident across various industries, from poultry to plastic containers, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to overlook. In summary, these 7 significant factory closures mark the end of an era for American manufacturing. Thousands of quality jobs have disappeared, leaving entire communities in upheaval. Unfortunately, more closures could be looming on the horizon. It's crucial for the economy to stabilize soon, as workers nationwide are already experiencing the strain. The current situation leaves many wondering if their local plant might face a similar fate. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to The Coconut Mama on YouTube at youtube.com/@thecoconutmama for more.